Hey there. So today what we're going to do is build a simple hoop house slash cold frame for where the brassicas are going to go. I am not putting them out right now, but I'm starting a new job and I know my time is going to be very limited. So I want to make sure that space is ready when the brassicas are all nice and hardened off. So we're going to go ahead and get going on that. First, though, I got to clean up a bunch of mess in and around the beds, de-weed it, and also clear out some raspberry kings that I kind of just left there. So this bed is where the brassicas are going to go. It's about 6-ish feet and about 2 or so feet across. As you can see, I've got all these brambles and whatnot around here that I cut down. And so now I'm just going to pop those in the green bin so we can get started. So now what I'm going to do is I'll clear the leaves out. I'll do some weeding and just get it as clear as I can. I would save some of these leaves, but there's plenty more where those came from. Okay, so now that I have the bed pretty much cleared out, what I'm going to do is I'm going to water it with some neem max, and that will hopefully get rid of any lingering overwintering spores of powdery mildew and any other fungus or bacteria that might be in the soil. Once I get done with that, and here's what the neem max looks like, and it's got an insecticide, fungicide, miticide, and nematicide in it. And it is made for organic gardening. And then I'm just going to pop some iron phosphate because this is enemy number 1 around here. Trust me when I say that. So I'm going to get that done. And then we'll start in on the hoop house. These hoops a couple of years ago, and they're not quite wide enough, as you can see, but they're wide enough to get the job done, so I'm going to use them anyway. I also got this, which is just a plastic meant for keeping the heat in. I got it online, but you can also use clear painter's tarp from any hardware store, which would probably be cheaper. I would get a little bit more thick on the plastic, so don't use the super cheap stuff because it's just not going to last. So we're going to do that. So I'm going to use 3 or 4 of these for this bed, and I'll save a couple for another bed. I'm going to use these clips to keep them in place up top. Pretty much what it looks like. I'm not trying to slug proof
or bug proof the bed at this point. I just want to get it warm. Added benefit is any weed seeds that are still in the soil will germinate over the next few weeks, and I can get rid of them then. Strawberries will be nice and warm. Those strawberries might produce a little bit earlier than the rest of my strawberries, but I'll have nice warm soil for my brassicas to go into. You can weigh the sides down with sticks like I have. You can use bricks. You can use more clips all the way around.
For the hoop cold frame that we just did, that one is super, super simple. You can make it as expensive or as inexpensive as you want to. You can use bricks, you can use the sticks like I did. You can use really expensive greenhouse plastic for your structure, or you can just get the clear painter's tarps. I've done that before. The world is your oyster. You can do that however you want to. I just want something basic for my brassicas. They're going to be pretty small when I put them in there. As they get bigger, they won't need the cold frame. I can reuse that plastic, and I tend to reuse the branches too that I find around the yard. So just make it simple. It doesn't have to be all super complicated at all. Okay, easy to set up. You saw how easy that was. Easy to break down. Keep your materials as long as they're still in good condition. Keep those materials. You can reuse them for the next project. Let's get to the seed update. All right, so we're going to start here at the bottom. These are the ones that I just planted this past week. And as you can see, these babies are already up. Now, not all of them are up, like this mint and that stevia isn't up, nor is that sage behind it, but look at these babies. I'm gonna need to maybe lift them up just a little bit so they don't keep getting leggy, or I might just need to plant them deep. But those guys are getting really looking good. Now over here at the end, I've got some purple magic broccoli. Back in the back there are some more seeds that I planted last week. And then I have my artichokes right there. That's the celery. That container actually dropped on the ground and things got a little mixed up, but that's the pink celery and the tall Utah. And then in the back right there is that quick snack cucumber that's going to be indoor. Up here on the second shelf, brassicas. I planted some catnip and that is doing really well. And then more of the seeds. This tray I planted last week for you guys. And look at these peppers. I did have some issues with some of them not wanting to germinate, but most of them came through. And then here I planted some more eggplants. Those are from last week. Lemongrass. Can you see that cactus? Look, I got little baby cacti coming up. On this next shelf, I did plant some Brussels sprouts because now is really the best time for us in Washington State. But in the back there are my little baby brassicas, not quite ready. And do you guys remember me planting this sensitive plant right here? That thing is really cool. Let me see if I can get it. That's so cool. Anyway, it was the only one that germinated. Those are some bunching onions that I planted well after my regular onions. That is blue dazzling kale. These were all my free lettuce seeds that I'm using to replenish my indoor salad station. This sea of grass right here are my onions, chives, leeks, and shallots. And then I've got some chiji masai, some kale, and in the back there's my chard. Up on the next level, I've got that tomato right there is an orange hat plus a bunch of the spicy basil. That's the micro tom. And this is me just restarting my salad station. I've got a couple of the mixes here, right here and here. I also have in there, I have some chuji masai. I've got some chard right there. And then towards the back, I've got some kale. And that's pretty much it. That's my calathea I'm trying to keep alive. And then up top, up here is, these are just my indoor house plants. I am battling a little bit of powdery mildew with these guys. All right, so that's my update and my little cover for the brassica bed. So thank you so much for watching. Let me know if you guys have brassicas started and what varieties you're growing this year. Thank you so much for watching. Be blessed.